hello to the beautiful fans from Punjab as well as SRH, and also to all the wonderful people of Gulf News.
Hi, a very good evening. This is Gautam of Gulf News. With me, I've got Mr. Cricket UAE Anis Sajan in his Straight Bat program. And then we have got two very avid fans of Sunrisers Hyderabad and Punjab Kings in Alawi Inayat and Arul Rasai.
Hi.
Yeah. Hi. Welcome to the show. Well, the first of the double headers. I will have to say that, neither of the contests did rise to any great heights. I mean, maybe for the second game, the wicket was a bit of an issue. So I will come to Anis. What's your take about the first game? Delhi had it too easy?
Good evening, Mr. Gautam. Great to have you back after a long time. You've been a silent spectator and enjoying the tweets. And hello to the beautiful fans from Punjab as well as SRH, and also to all the wonderful people of Gulf News. Yes, you have to say Delhi had it easy, to be very honest. When they scored 150 odd, I thought RR would chase it. But I'm a little bit perplexed with the way RR went about the chase. They were in a hurry, lost a couple of wickets too early. And then it was left to Sanju Samson, who was fighting a lone battle.
Right. Yeah, I mean, this is the point that, your bowlers managed to restrict Delhi to 155, which is a gettable score. And then, it is virtually, if it becomes a virtually one-man show, when will the youngsters in their middle order like Lamror or, Riyan Parag, we talk a lot about Parag. I mean, when will they learn to take the responsibility?
I agree with you, Mr. Gautam. Now it's the third season Parag is playing, and Tewati, I believe, is playing the second season. Nonetheless, as you rightly mentioned, it's the youngsters who need to put up their hand and say, yes, we are for the team. But at the same time, even the seniors, if you're talking about even Liam is a youngster, he's not played so much, but he's come on the back of a good form in the hundreds. But he was in too much of a rush. I mean, it was the first over, I guess, he rushed out to go after Avesh Khan. And 154, that wicket was at least still better than what we saw in the second game, but we'll come back to that. But I'm afraid RR lost the plot. So this is one team which is good on one day, bad on the other. They're not consistent.
Right. Okay. I'll come to you first. The evening game, your take on that?
My take would be like it was an easy match. Seeing the score, I thought they will, make it even, less than 20 hours. But given the record of that pitch, all the balls were too low. They were just unable to score on any. There was no timing at all. And even, the Saha tried to make a good partnership, but that unfortunate run out was, I think, was the turn of the match. And the 19th over, of course, it was the turning point for the match. After that, we didn't have any chance for coming back to the game.
Yeah, see, this is the point. For this season, it looks like, it's kind of done and dusted for Sunrisers Hyderabad. But a couple of things, couple of gambles they could have taken. I won't say gamble. Like, Anis Bhai wrote about it on our pages that when you've got a guy like Jason Roy sitting, you've got a nearly 140 plus strike rate playing for England, part of their World Cup winning squad. What is the harm in, because David Warner is not his normal self. We can make that out. There is something seriously wrong with him. What is the harm in trying Roy? What would you like to say as a fan?
Absolutely. I thought maybe today Jason Roy will take the place of Warner, seeing the last game and, the state of Warner's form. But I was surprised, Warner was there. But again, I thought that there is a chance for him because he has a good, average against Punjab, as he has, 900 plus runs against Punjab itself. So I thought maybe they considered that and they gave him a chance for this match.
Right. Well, I'll come to Aru. I mean, like, you're trying to hide white green there. But yes, I mean, squeezing through for a credible win. I've just got to see the table as to where it takes Punjab. I mean, have they climbed up from 7th?
See, as you witnessed, the last over was the turning point for us. Generally, the last three balls were in our favor.
Hmm.
Otherwise, they could have hit one more six and it would gone to their
Either
table.
way. Either
Yeah.
way. Right.
So,
Yeah.
we are always like Anis sir, like Mr. Cricket said, we are always like magnets. We play on the edges.
Hmm.
We are like risk takers, you know.
Uh,
And,
No, but another. Yes. Tell me.
and of course, you have witnessed the ballers, the
Hmm.
Ashwasdeep and these Mohammad Shami and this Ravi Bishnoi. They have taken like 3, 2, and altogether 6, 7 wickets they have taken.
7 wickets.
Yeah, 7 wickets they have taken.
Shami gave the start. Shami gave the start.
Shami
and
gave
then-
the start. Yeah, he gave a wonderful and fabulous start. Yeah.
Right.
Of course, the match was in our favor from the beginning itself.
Right. Now, one thing, you see, 3 changes in your playing 11. Basically, you lost the last match by 2 runs. So 3 changes in the playing 11. I mean, what do you think? I mean, if you want to keep Markram, I mean, he's a good guy to keep in the middle order, isn't it? I mean, he should be there.
So I feel somewhere because of the changes we might have witnessed this victory. Otherwise, we would have lost this game as well. You know, maybe Chris Gayle might have not played well, but while he comes to the field, the fear and the fear in the opposite players, they like make it all.
Right.
That matters.
Yeah. That is.
So I feel somewhere Gales and other people's replacement gave us a victory, although they might have not gave so much of runs in the field.
Right. Anis bhai, coming back to you, thin win. I mean, it's a bit of a AG match. But one thing I saw you discussing in the group that you're playing the second or third match in Sharjah. Now, if one of the strips is like this, then what happens in the T20 World Cup, which is there in less than a month's time? What do you think?
Yeah, I'm a bit surprised with Sharjah wickets. They are known to be sporty. They are known to be full of runs. And this wicket was slow and low. And trust me, it was not easy for any of the batters, barring Jason Holder, who could probably tonk a few sixes. If you have to ask me, the 5 sixes came on the bat of Jason Holder. And in the first innings, we had only 1 6. This was definitely a difficult wicket. And like Williamson mentioned, you had to adapt to the conditions. But like I want to hit upon the point, we need wickets full of runs. T20 is all about entertainment. It's not about playing, calculated cricket or test cricket. You want 4s and 6s. And in Sharjah, we've seen scores of 200, 220. And I'm afraid if this is the condition of the wicket only in the second game, which has happened, I don't know how many strips they've prepared. We still have 24 games to go. So I don't know how many games are left in Sharjah and how many are in Dubai and how many in Abu Dhabi. But barring a couple of matches, what I saw where it had runs, the rest all have been below 160. So the ideal wickets for T20 World Cup, I'm not sure what are we going to get. Are we going to get some hidden wickets which will be kept under wraps and then only been kept for the World Cup? Only time will tell, but I'm afraid spectators want runs with his 4s and 6s. They don't want to see scores of 120. Okay, one time you can see a match of 120, but you want 180, 190 where runs are chased and people enjoy.
Right. Yeah. Well, before wrapping up, very quickly, I will just ask you that tomorrow the first game once again is you've got Bangalore and Bombay. Yeah, Bombay are playing Bangalore.
Yeah.
That is the second match, I guess.
Bombay are playing Bangalore in the second game.
That's the second game. Yeah.
Yeah. And Chennai and Calcutta, the two of the high-flying teams, if we can say so, they're playing in the first game. So very quickly, your take on these two games.
Well, the first game, KKR and Chennai, like both teams look to be in form. Both have won both their games. And
Mhm.
especially, I would like to talk about KKR. They are playing the brand of cricket which England seems to be playing for ages, the last 4 years. That fearless brand of cricket. Finally, Brendan McCullum and Owen Morgan has brought this in and cultivated. And that's what we could see even when they were chasing 90, when they bowled out RCB, or they were chasing 160 odd against Mumbai. So if they can continue, and we need to see how MS Dhoni can counter that. So it should be a cracker of a game. I only hope the wicket plays true.
Mhm.
And in the second game, Mumbai versus RCB, both the teams are coming out the back of two losses. Mumbai are not used to being in this state. They are defending champions, whereas RCB had started well in the first half and they are struggling. So it should be a good game. Difficult to predict a winner out of the two.
At this stage, yeah. I'll
Yep.
come to Aru. These two matches, they are not your teams, but your take quickly. I mean, who do you think? Chennai versus Calcutta and Bombay versus RCB.
In the first game, I think Chennai has a fair chance. And if Chennai is able to win this match, I think it will lead the points table,
Mhm.
because right now it is just one, like in the second position.
One
I
game
think.
short, yeah.
Yeah, one game short.
Delhi
And,
played a game more.
Yeah. So, and about talking about the second, of course, as Mr. Cricket said, Mumbai are defending champions, and the RCB is really struggling. So I think Mumbai is gonna take the lead
Right,
and gonna reach the playoffs.
right.
I hope
That's interesting. Yeah, I mean, Mumbai, this is something unusual. I mean, sixth position, I don't remember when did I last see them in sixth at the business end of the tournament.
Yeah, I have never witnessed it. Yeah.
Yes, yes. And the final word from Alavi, your predictions for the two winners tomorrow?
In the morning game, I would like to go with the Kolkata, as we have seen in last two games. They were playing amazing, and their bowling lineup actually was pretty good. And for the second, I think I would like to go with Kohli. Also, we still have, like, Kohli has a chance where he can, again get a last cup IPL, and he has
Yeah.
waited a long.
Yeah, I mean, this is something. This is his last year as the RCB captain. I mean, we would all want to see the trophy in his hands. Unfortunately, it hasn't happened.
Well,
Anyway,
of course,
so-
because not only Kohli, De Villiers is also with him, and
Yes.
I don't think like De Villiers still might be in IPL or.
Yes, no, he hasn't. I mean, he has always played for, I think he played for Delhi once and then he moved to RCB. Yeah, that's it.
Correct.
Yes.
Anyway, I mean, the nice insights from you all, and looking forward to tomorrow's, both heavyweight games, I would say. Till then, follow our program with Mr. Cricket UAE, and follow it on the Facebook and social media platforms and gulfnews.com. Thank you so much.